Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo, and sorry I'm getting this video out to you a little bit late. Had church this morning, had to get there super early, and just got out about an hour ago, grabbed some lunch, and still wanted to put out some plays for today. We've got a pretty awesome slate, 9 games. Obviously, some of the games have already started. Just so happens the picks that I told myself, like, okay, nothing earlier than the 3:30 Eastern slot, and the picks I ended up taking are for the 8 o'clock slot and later, so we still got some time for you guys to jump on these if you end up wanting to. Yeah, so what is today? March 2nd, Sunday. Let's talk about yesterday. So we had one DMP, Desmond Bain, no warning. A back-to-back, but there was no, talk about him not playing or game time decision or anything. He ends up not playing. Justin Edwards, this play did not end up working out. I thought he could keep it going in those home games, and he only went for 4. We took him over 8.5 points assists. Zach LaVine got it done just barely, 25.5 points rebounds. He went for 26. Terry Eason, over 16.5 PRA. He went for 20. He had me a little bit nervous in the first half, and then late in the third quarter just jumped up there and cashed it for us. So the unfortunate thing is I put out these picks yesterday, and then I told you guys in the video I'm about to in a little while hop on and do a backdoor fantasy sports video with Jordy, and he was not available. So I'm like, okay, 6-game slate, I got to put out 8 picks myself. And then the picks I grabbed for that video ended up getting the sweep. So I'm like, dang, man. All in all, like, I felt good about it. Put out 8 picks, 1 DMP, 1 miss, 6 hit. So hopefully we can keep that momentum going and get some green here for this late window. Let's talk about the plays I like for today. I do feel really good about these. I actually went 2 units flex, 2 units power. So let's talk about it. I'm going with Zion Williamson again. He crushed it for us against Phoenix. I actually want the fantasy score instead of the PRA. We took his PRA in that game against Phoenix. We kind of got lucky and called it that he's due for a minutes bump with the way he's playing, kind of getting into shape here. And he got it. He ended up playing 31 minutes. He went for something like 27 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists, and 2 blocks. So I want that defense attached in this matchup against Utah. So we're going 44 fantasy score. We're going to take it for more. And then I've got 2 Suns players here that I'm excited about. I'm going Nick Richards dunks. I like this 1.5 dunks here against Minnesota with Rudy Gobert out. And then going to be taking James Harden over 16.5 field goals attempted. I like this play a lot tonight against LA since he just did it, and we'll talk more about that play in a minute. But and then I'm going to be going Bol Bol over 20.5 points rebounds. So let's start getting into the details here. Oh, I forgot to mention, by the way, thank you guys so much. We hit 1,000 yesterday, 1,000 subscribers. I thought it was going to take longer than that. We did it in like 6 or 7 weeks. I really appreciate it. And I think I'm at like 1,025 now. So that was like a 40 subscriber swing in like a day yesterday. So thank you so much. It's all because of you guys, and I'm super grateful to you guys. So over 1,000. All from you guys liking the video, dropping me comments, and just you guys have been killing it with the algorithm, getting all sorts of new viewers. So thank you so much. If you guys don't mind keeping that rolling, the likes and the comments help a lot. So, all right. So Zion Williamson. So yeah, I was going through and double checking all these injury reports on these players, and none of these players as of now have any warning signs, not even like a questionable tag or game time decision, probable tag. It's like none of them are on the injury report at all. So hopefully we don't get any more surprises today. But if we look at his fantasy score, he's cleared this 7 out of his last 10 games. Here's that game against Phoenix when we took him at 35.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and he went for 43. And then that same game for fantasy score, he went for 59.5 because he had the 2 blocks, which is another 6-point swing. So I like that for tonight instead of the PRA. But I think, he had a little bit of time to rest. And we've got, he's not on the injury report, but we do have some potential situations here for Utah. We got Jordan Clarkson game time decision, John Collins game time decision, Walker Kessler, Lauri Markkanen, Colin Sexton. So is this them just saying like, hey, maybe it's going to be a rest night? Now, that might scare you off. Like, is Zion going to get the minutes if this turns into a blowout? I'm not. I think that they're going to let him cook, and that's just my gut feeling. He's very much in rhythm right now, and I think they want to keep developing that. We got a 231.5 over under, and New Orleans is favored by just 7.5. So Vegas thinks there's potential for a little bit of a blowout, but it's not like this is like a 14-point spread here. So as far as they're concerned, 7.5 is what they're calling it. So that makes me feel comfortable taking Zion here. So let's talk about this for a minute. Let's look at this note from Outlier. He's exceeded 44 fantasy score in 4 out of his last 5 games on the road, too. So 7 out of his last 10, 4 out of his last 5 on the road. He's averaging 45.5 on the road, so 80% hit rate, but obviously I would like that average to be a little bit higher. But we talked about the minutes. You can see the minutes have been hovering right around that 28. And it's not like he got like a big boost in minutes, but it was still significant. He got over that 30 mark, I think, for the first time this year. So I think they're slowly opening things up a little bit here. And I just love this matchup for him. Let's talk about, look at the actual specific matchups. We'll start with PRA. So if we go over to the power forward position, a little bit tight on PRA. So 5th in points allowed, 8th in rebounds allowed, 15th in assists allowed. But if some of these studs are out, he should be able to eat tonight. But either way, I think he should be able to get it done. And then what I'm really liking is this matchup for blocks and steals. So 3rd in steals allowed, relatively clean there. It's because it's most likely, Markkanen and Collins keeping it clean there. But 25th in blocks allowed. So if you look at his last 10, no wonder that fantasy score has been popping off because he's gone for, when his blocks and steals line is set at 2.5, he's getting after it. So they're going to bump the fantasy score up a little bit because they're accounting for like, okay, this guy is likely to go for at least 2, maybe 3. So they're going to say, hey, we're going to bump this fantasy score up a little bit, but I still want it. So what is this? 10 straight games. So 8 straight, not 8 straight, but 8 out of his last, am I doing that right? Yeah, 8 out of his last 10, he's had at least 2 in that category. And we love that because like we said, 3 points for every block, 3 points for every steal. So that stacks up the fantasy score pretty quick. If we look at the head-to-head, last time he matched up against them on just January 17th, he had 3 blocks. That correlates with this soft matchup on blocks. And also, Zion's got hops, and dude's super athletic. He looks great right now. So I'm loving this fantasy score. Let's take a look here. Let's go back to the fantasy score real fast. So yeah, 4 out of his last 5 games he's cleared. That's coming off this huge game here, 59.5. And let's look at the head-to-head. So 3 out of his 4 head-to-head matchups, he's cleared this. Most recently, on January 17th, 56.8. So we're getting all the indicators here. And then look at the minutes. If we happen to not have, that many minutes tonight, last time he played them, he went for 56.8 on 22.6 minutes. In these head-to-heads, he's averaging 15.8 attempts, shooting 60%. Not really shooting from beyond the arc, but this last matchup, 21 attempts, 11 made, 52%. Did he get anything? No. So 3 straight matchups. We're not expecting him to shoot threes. He's just like a beast in the paint. He's going to continue to roll that out. But man, there's a lot to be excited about for Zion tonight. So I hope that there's no surprises here. We get maybe just at least that 28 minutes is what I'm hoping. Let's see what Daily Grind thinks. Oh, we got fantasy score back. All right, so that's kind of exciting, even though they don't like it. 44, they've got it at a 51.98% odds to hit the under, and that's just because DraftKings is the only other platform they're recognizing, and it's at 43.3, so they're just saying, hey, not heavily juiced to the under, but this is not a value when you can go to DraftKings and get it at 43.3. But they like his PRA over 36.5, so you could take that if you want. I'm totally comfortable with that, but I want that defensive upside personally. Plus every rebound, you get 1.2. Every assist, you get 1.5. His last game, he went for 11 assists. So if you're getting 1.5, that's something like 16 fantasy points. I think. I tried to do some quick math there. I don't know if that checks out, but yeah, they like the PRA over 36.5, 51.48% odds to hit the over minus 124. So maybe it's just the blocks and steals that they're not certain of. But I mean, for the most part, it's really just because of this discrepancy, 44 and 43.3. But they also like his rebounds and assists to go over the 12 mark. They got it at a 50.63% odds hit the over minus 120. They like his first quarter points over 5.5, just barely. If you're like the guys in our Discord, they've been putting together first quarter slips, first half slips, all that stuff. I let them go wild. I stick to the full games personally, but they also like the points assists over 29.5, 50.41% odds to the over minus 120, and they like his assists over. So they're liking like pretty much everything for him offensively. Rebounding, they think 7's a little steep, but he just went for 10. So I know the matchup's tough for rebounding, but I think there's probably a good chance that there's some starters that missed in this game. So let's talk about Nick Richards. We just need 2 dunks here for this one to cash. And he's gone for 1 dunk in 4 out of his last 5 games. And then this last matchup against New Orleans, he had 5 dunks. So I think he can get us 2 tonight. We've got some situation going on here. So Julius Randle is a game time decision. Questionable still, not probable, but he might be able to make his return. Rudy Gobert is out tonight. Anthony Edwards, questionable, also not probable due to right calf soreness. So not that that's a big part of, Nick Richards being able to get this done or not, but let's zoom out a little bit. So yeah, not like he's going crazy, but it's because of the Suns offense. It's like Booker, KD. We've been getting Bol Bol for the last 3 games starting to pop off. But I think he can get a couple rebounds and maybe some putbacks. But that's the majority of what he does when he's scoring. Is he's not really a shooter. He's just like an athletic big who is going to be, dunking the ball every opportunity he has. Like we just saw 5 dunks in that last game. That was in 28.6 minutes. Game before that, 31.3 minutes, didn't have any dunks. He had 2 against Memphis on just 16.4 minutes. So his minutes are a little bit spotty. But let's see. So averaging 25 minutes a game over the last 5. So yeah, this is just one of those, we just need 2, last time he played them was on January 29th. And he had 3 dunks in that game. Let's see if Rudy Gobert was in that game. Games with Rudy Gobert. He was. So Rudy was in this game and he went for 3. Now we got no Rudy. So I like these odds. I'm feeling good about it. Not too much more to break down here. Let's see. Daily Grind doesn't have dunks unless they updated that too. But let's see some other options for Nick if you guys don't want it. So they like his points assists over 10. They have it at a 50.29% odds hit the over minus 120 or 121. Not feeling the PRA, have that slightly favored to the under at 19.5. They have it at a 50.31% odds to hit the under minus 119. Just give me those dunks. That's all I'm thinking. 2 dunks. I feel good about it. So you guys go with your gut. We're going to keep it moving here. James Harden. I love this play too. These plays came to me quick today. The board was just like, the research, it was just like, I like these 4. Very, very simple today. 16.5 field goal attempts. He doesn't even need to make the shots. But if you look, he's done this in 5 straight games. His lowest outing was when he just barely cashed it at 17. But since then, he's gone 3 straight games with at least 20 attempts. This last game against LA, who he's playing tonight, he had 22 attempts. We just need 17. We also have Derek Jones Jr. still out. And then Norman Powell is a game time decision. So let's see what he's done without Norman Powell. We know Norman Powell's out of that last game. Okay, so he's out of all 5 of these. So if Norman Powell returns, that is going to obviously cut into that a little bit. Let's see. So, whenever Powell is out. So let's see. How long has Powell been out? Let's see games with Norman Powell. Okay, so his last 3 games, even with Powell on the floor, he still has 3 games straight, 18, 18, and 19. So if Powell does return, if they're not certain of it yet, I would think maybe a minutes restriction. We'll have to see, but let's see if we have any notes about this. Yeah, no notes on here. Left knee tendonitis. Look at the over-under real quick. 219.5 over-under. Los Angeles Clippers favored by 3.5 playing Lakers or the home team tonight. But also, I'm glad that they're not projecting a blowout because we have Luka game time decision. Jordan Goodwin, haven't heard that name in a while. Didn't even know he was on the Lakers. He's got to be stoked. LeBron James, game time decision. Who else we got here? Austin Reeves, game time decision. So if all these guys are out, it could get a little ugly, but I just think that Harden is going to go over 7. He's going to go for at least 17 field goal attempts. I love that we don't even have to make these. Let's see these last 5 games. See what his attempts have been on average. 20.4 attempts over the last 5 games on average. Just for fun, let's see what he averaged on the season. 16.3. So his entire season is knocking on the door of what we need him to do tonight. So he could go 1 bucket over his average tonight and we're cashing. And that's for the whole 2024 season. But as of late, it's been up in the 20s. So I just love this play. Let's see the history beyond that last game. All right, so he went for 22 in that last game, and then 12 here on February 4th. January 19th, he goes for 19, and then goes for 16. So he's kind of right on this edge here. And then when Powell's out, he's been shooting even more. So let's see. I feel good about it. You guys can take it or leave it. Let's see here. Harden. We'll see what Daily Grind thinks. Maybe there's some options you guys prefer over it. They like his assists over 9, 51.66% odds to hit the over minus 125. They like his rebounds over 5. They're not feeling his full PRA. Maybe they just don't think he's going to be very active. They like his points over 21.5. I guess that is, yeah. If he's hitting that, well, no, because we don't even need him to make the shots. So yeah, since we're taking the attempts. So I don't know. You guys go with your gut. I'm feeling it. And if we end up, being in a situation here where Norman Powell is ruled out tonight, this thing is going to be cash unless some really weird situation happens. But yeah, okay, let's move on. Bol Bol. So cleared it 5 out of his last 10 games with the points, rebounds, and then 3 straight games. And this all is just absolutely correlating with his minutes, like 15 total in this earliest game of this 10-game stretch against Utah. He did that in 10 minutes. And then 17 minutes, he goes for 26. 23 minutes, he goes for 32. 8 minutes, he goes for 19. This is... Oh, I'm an idiot. I had it on the wrong setting. I'm like, this is crazy. Does it still correlate? It does a little bit, but not as crazy. I was like, that was crazy to me. But okay, so 24.2 minutes, he goes for 15. And then he's been getting like in and out of minutes bumps here. And you can kind of see it correlating a little bit, but I'll show you the real reason that I'm excited to take the points and the rebounds attached. So yeah, went from like 31 minutes down to 26 minutes and has just been cash in these last 3. Against Memphis, he went for 23 points and was at 8 rebounds. And then back-to-back games against New Orleans, went for 15.6 rebounds and most recently 25 points. Look at his 3-pointers in this game. He put up 8, he cashed 5 of them. 63% from beyond the arc. I've been screaming for Bol Bol to get minutes for the last, this season and for last. As soon as we got Bol Bol, I'm like, okay, why aren't we putting him in the game? Like, this is ridiculous. And that's why the head-to-head doesn't look great. Look how ridiculous some of these minutes have been in the past. Yeah, let's go over here. Averaging 6.5 minutes a game. What are you doing? This dude is a freak. Like, he's got so much upside, and I don't know why people aren't taking advantage of that right now. But it looks like Budenholzer's starting to. But here's the main selling point for me. Go to the rebound chances. Why one of the rebounds attached. Okay, 11 rebound chances, he grabs 8. Next game, 6 rebound chances, he grabs 6. Next game, 3 rebound chances, he grabs 3. The efficiency of this dude when he's getting an opportunity to get a board is pretty crazy. Like, back-to-back games getting 100% of his opportunities. So not that he's, doing it like a ton, but I just want those rebounds attached, especially in a game where potentially Anthony Edwards could be out. We know Rudy Gobert's not there. Naz Reid looks a little bit sketched right now. He's been kind of in and out of burning and then looked really bad against the Lakers. But let's look at the matchup specifically here. 11th in points allowed, 10th in rebounds allowed. So we'll see. Obviously, it'll be a little bit tougher if Julius Randle ends up playing. But let's see if we have any updated. So yeah, Anthony Edwards still questionable. Julius Randle still questionable. Okay, Randle has missed the club's last 13 outings due to a right groin strain, though he'll likely return to game action against Phoenix. The veteran forward hadn't missed a game, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this note says he'll likely return, but he's still listed as questionable, so why not make him probable? That's what I don't understand. And Anthony Edwards, either way, I still like this for Bol. And then talk about the minutes here. Yeah, like we said, lowest outing in these last three was 26. But we would love to see knocking on the door of 30. But yeah, the dude is shooting lights out from beyond the arc right now. 55%. So yeah, 50% in this game, 50% in the next game, 63% in his last game. So the dude's on a heater and we're going to take advantage of it. That's the way I see it. All right, so let's look at daily grind. Also, I just love Bol Bol. I love when I can actually have a reason to take a player from my Suns and root for them the whole time. Okay, so they're not feeling his rebounds over 6.5. They're not feeling the points assists. Points, rebounds, they are feeling. 50.44% odds to hit the over, -120. And we do have some platforms bumping it to 21.5, and we got it at 20.5. So let's lock it in and keep rolling here. And I'll show you guys real quick. If you want to see what's on the board for daily grind without me searching specifically, Darius Garland, they like his assists. They have that at a 53.64% odds to hit the over, -136 to go over 7. We got Ben Simmons, rebounds and assists over 8. That does seem low, regardless of what's going on there. I would love it if he gets a bunch of minutes because he's not going to be shooting and Harden can take all those shots. But 53.63% odds to hit the over, -145. They like Emmanuel Quickley, rebounds and assists over. They like Zubac's PRA over. So these are some heavily juiced plays right now that are probably going to bump soon. When they're starting to get that high of an odds to hit, they usually make adjustments. The market does pretty quick. So hopefully you can jump on these. But if you want to be able to take advantage of these kind of plays yourself, you can use code BACKDOOR over at dgfantasy.com, and they're going to give you 25% off of this tool or any of the tools they offer. They also have an AI slip generator that builds slips for you. Pretty cool. And it notifies you when there's a new slip, and it's for all these different platforms. But yeah, 25% off. You can lock it in for as long as you want, all the way up to a year. And then my favorite app, Outlier, because I love the stats, I love the data, the details. You get all of these different statistical categories. You get all these different time frames of games. Even you go look through the 2023 season if you want. Matchups, positional, and overall as a team. We got up-to-date injury reports, and we've got an insights tab. So you guys know how much I love looking at insights here. Let's look at this Bol Bol insight actually, if it'll work. So yeah, this is not going to look good, but this is the type of insights. He's failed to exceed 21.5 points, rebounds in 19 straight games versus bottom 10 defenses for points allowed. That's because he was getting 6 minutes a game. Yeah, look at during that stretch, he's averaging 9 minutes a game. So you have to know okay, yeah, this is not going to look good because he just started to get a minutes bump and he's been capitalizing. But those notes are usually really solid. So go with your gut. But yeah, if you guys want to try this out, all you have to do is sign up through the Outlier link below. Excuse me. You don't need to put in a code. They're just going to give you a week to have some fun with this thing and see how you like it. So check it out. Make sure you try all the different tweaks that they let you do with all these settings. It's worth your time to learn how to use this thing. It's not hard to use, but you just got to put a little bit of time into it, and it will open up the whole game for you. It's really awesome. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's have some fun. Let's get a sweep tonight. That'd be crazy. If we get a sweep tonight, that'd be something like 11, 1, and 1 DMP in the last 2 days, that would be beautiful. Let's do it. So don't forget to like the video on your way out, and drop me a comment if you have any questions about players, and appreciate the support. Thanks again for getting me over 1,000 subs, guys. I really appreciate you. Have a great Sunday. I'll catch you in the next one.